Hi guys, my name is Michelle and welcome to my channel. I make time-lapse videos of how I did my paintings. Today I'm painting my adorable baby girl. She's a French Bulldog. Her name is Mickey. She's 3 years old and the thing she loves most is, of course, eating. So let's get started. As usual, I did my sketch with the help of grids. Some people dislike the idea of grids, maybe to them that's not true drawing. But to me it's just a tool to help you draw better. Don't forget you still have to paint effectively and skillfully to render a persuasive image. So until I get really good in years to come, I'll stick to grid drawing for now. As French Bulldog has short fur, so I was rather careful when painting the background edges because there's no long fur to paint over the background color. Then I colored in her eyes roughly, but I was careful with the outline. For her nose, I painted roughly 2 tones, black and grey. Then I blocked in the darker tones for the folds on her face and shadow on her body. The fur on her belly is white, so the shadow would be grey instead of darker yellow. For her mouth, I mixed Mars Black, Titanium White, alizarin crimson and a tiny bit of Van Dyke brown for that purplish color. The tongue was a mixture of alizarin crimson, titanium white, a bit of cadmium orange, cadmium red deep hue and some black for the darker part. This is actually the second time I painted this photo. The first one was a digital version done with Clip Studio Paint. But I painted her eyes bigger than in real life. I only noticed that after I completed the digital painting, but that made her look cuter actually, like a cartoon. By the way, you can purchase t-shirts, mugs, etc. with the image on it in my online shops. The links are in the description. You notice the highlights on her eyes are not white or bright grey. I painted slightly towards bluish grey to indicate the reflection of the sky color. And the reflections on her eyes was actually my house. So it was really a nice feeling painting her eyes. It's like she's very happy living with us under our roof. For the nose, the blending was a bit tricky as the transition between the darks and lights is, how to say, quite immediate. I'm not sure if I'm describing it correctly. Anyway, what I did was I painted the dark and light color, then I mixed these 2 colors on the palette and painted the transition line. Subsequently, I used the same black color to put dots on the gray area for a more gradual transition and also to indicate the texture on the nose. The same goes to highlight areas. I dotted them with a brighter gray. My baby, like many Frenchies, drew when they are excited or when it's very hot. So she's got saliva around her mouth. There are a lot of details here. There are the reflections on her lips and her gum, and the tiny hair on the bottom part of her mouth. The color around her eyes was a similar color to the mouth, but with more Van Dyke brown. I then added a bit cadmium red to that color, if I remember correctly, to paint the part beneath the nose. For her ears, on hindsight, I think I painted the inner ear part too dark. Maybe I'll go back and add some lighter tone to it. It now looks like her ears are of very deep holes. I was careful with the small area immediately above her nose. It's very velvety-like and soft, and I wanted to portray that in the painting. It was tricky to paint her folds. The folds are deep, so I want to indicate that, but at the same time, it cannot be just straight black lines. Some short furrows have to be painted over those. The transitions of colors from the deep fold out can be improved, I think. Anyway, this is what I can achieve for now. And the painting was done. This took me about 12 to 13 hours. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.